Yeah, hi team. So I think we can go and start the session. Meantime, if others are available, they can join the session. So today, right, what we'll do, we'll see the new topic. That okay, how we can go and use the REST APIs in the Fusion instance. So let me just share my screen. So I hope you already have received one public instance also. So if I'm not wrong, like you would
Yeah,
have got, hello, yeah, you would have got this link. So in this link, right, what you do, you can go and you can log in and then the credentials will be there. So here the workspace what we have is this one. So this is the workspace what we have. So let me just go and log into this workspace. So this is the Fusion instance what we have. So in this Fusion instance, right, what we'll do, we'll go and we'll see the list of suppliers. And now those supply list of suppliers, right, we'll try to get from there. So this is the credentials. So we have logged in here. Let us click into the home page. So this is the Fusion instance, right? And we have logged in here. Now what will happen, right? What we can go and do here, right? We wanted to see the list of users, right? So where those will be available. So we can come here and in the procurement, we will have this one, suppliers. So we can go and click into the suppliers. So this is a place, right, where we can go and add and we can go and see all the suppliers. So if you see, right, we can go and add the supply, we can create a supply. So all those things, right, we can go and do them. So if you can see manage suppliers, and if I will search with maybe test, if we have something with test, we don't have anything. So if you see, right, lease supplies, we have one supplier what we have, right? That means like whatever the suppliers will be available into the system, right? So all those things it will go and show here, right? So we can go and see, right, how we can go and get the same thing what we are able to see right here. So same thing if we wanted to access with the help of OIC, right? How we can go and do with the help of OIC, right? So we'll see. So we can come here. So for the fusion, right, whatever we have, right, for each and everything, right, we will have the REST API export. So we can go and see those REST APIs. So how we can go and see? So we can search for the REST API for suppliers in Oracle Fusion, right? You can search with that one. Then what will happen, right? Whatever the first module, right? That official documentation will come, right? So it comes inside the procurement module. So we can say, and then here, right, whatever the REST APIs will be there for the procurement cloud, right? So all those REST APIs we can go and see here. So we are interested into the suppliers. So these are into the alphabetical order. So we can see the suppliers. So if you say it, we started suppliers here. Yeah, this one, the last one, right? Suppliers. So we can go and use this one. So what will happen, right? This supplier. So this supplier will give us the list of suppliers and all, right? We can go and see the all the suppliers from here, and whatever we wanted to do, right? We can go and do. So if you see right here, what all things REST APIs we have, right? We can go and create a supplier. So create one supplier, get all suppliers, get one supplier, then retrieve signals, right? So all these we have, right? We can go and update also, right? So these are all the REST APIs which are available, right? So we can go and access this one, right? So before directly doing into the OIC, right? What we do, right? We need to go and test these things into the Postman, right? So what we do, we can come into the Postman and we can go and create and we can go and access that, right? So this is already I have created. What I will do, right? I will click into the create plus button. So new API I will write right here. So if you said this is an endpoint URI we have, right? It means this is just an endpoint. So we can come here and we can go and put here endpoint URI. Now, which is the base URL, right? So we can come into this one and up to .com, right? We can go and take, right? So this is our base name, right? So we can put here. So this is the base URL, right? So this is what we have the one, right? Now in this one, right, from the REST API, right, you can see what is the method of this one, right? So the method is the get operation. So we can go and use the get operation here. Now we can go and say send whether we will get the list of user suppliers or not, right? So if you see we are getting 401 unauthorized, right? It means the REST API is correct, but it is not authorized, right? Why? Because we have not put any custom authentication here, right? So we can say basic authentication. And in this one, right, what will happen? Whatever the credentials we have, right, we'll go and put that one, right? So STM20 we have put and then the credentials. Now we can say that, okay, send. So if you see right here, what will happen, right? We are started getting data, right? And what data, right? We are getting the data for all the suppliers which are there into the Fusion, right? So if you see JGA, then we have US gas, right? So whatever the suppliers are available, right? All the suppliers we are able to create, right? We are able to see. So this is how we can go and see that get all the suppliers. Now same thing, right? We wanted to go and do from the OIC, right? That okay, how we can go and use this one, right? So what we do, we can come here into our Fusion instance, into our OIC. So first of all, right, what we need to do, right? If I wanted to communicate with that system, right? We need to go and define that system, right? We need to define that endpoint, right? So we can come here and we can come to the here and we can say connection, right? So first we need to go and create a connection. So we can come here and which adapter we need, right? We need the REST adapter, right? So we can go and say that, okay, we wanted to use the REST API, right? What is the one we will go and configure? So we'll say here B21 OIC underscore Fusion REST connection, right? So this is the Fusion instance what we are creating, right? Now what we do, right? We can create this as a trigger and invoke and we can say create. So we are able to do right here. Now what we do, right? We can go and configure these things. So what is our connection URL, right? So we can say it will be on the REST API based. In the connection URL, what we can do, right? So whatever the base URL, right? So we can go and put, right? So this is the base URL, right? So we can copy this one and we can go and use, right? So we'll not put here the complete URL because any REST API we can go and call, right? So this is going to be the basic one, right? So we can go and put this one basic. Then same way, right? Here we need to put the credentials, right? So same credentials we can come here and put here. Now we can go and do the testing. So if you see, right, the connection was tested successfully, right? So if you see, right, it is 100%, right? Now it is still in the draft. So we can go and save. Then it will go into the configured state, right? It means our REST connection is completed, right? We are able to complete the REST connection. That okay, where we can go and do that one. right? Now what is the next thing we can go and do? We can come here. Now our connection is there, right? We can go and run this one, right? So we can come to the integration, and now we'll go and create a integration for this one. So we can come here, application B21 OIC underscore get all suppliers. Right? So we are getting all the suppliers. Now what we do, we can go and put this into our package and create. So what we'll do, right? First we wanted to start our integration, right? So we can say the REST trigger connection. So REST trigger connection we can go and see. And here we can go and say the start. We can say continue. Then what is the right? Then what is the endpoint we wanted to put right here? What activity we wanted to write? Which endpoint? So in our case, right? What is the endpoint, right? So this is the endpoint, right? What we need, right? So we can go and copy. This is a endpoint. So relative endpoint, we can go and put this one. Then what is the next operation, right? The operation is the get activity, right? So we can say get activity. Then what is the next one, right? We need. So we need to have the response and request, right? So in this one, right, we don't have any parameter, right? So we don't need to define any parameter, and no, we can in the get, right, we cannot define the request payload, but we need the response, right? So we can say we need the response. We can say continue. Now we can go and configure our response that okay, how the response will look like, right? So what we can do, right? We can go to this get all suppliers, and in this one, right, we can get the sample response that okay, how the response will look like, right? So this is the body. So this is how the response of the integration, right, of the will look like. So whatever information we wanted to show, right, we can go and capture all those informations, right? So for example, right, I will just copy the whole thing, and we can go and put all, right, that okay, we need the whole response. Okay, I think it's not copying. Copy. We can go and put here. So this is the response with what we need right here. So what we do, right, we can say that okay, this is the output what we need right here, or the response we need.
Is this for data for one supplier or many?
So this is from the all the suppliers. So whatever the supplier will have right in the fusion, so all those suppliers it will come. So if you see, it is a array, right? We have the collection. So what we do, right, we can say that okay, we don't need to see all this information, right? Or maybe like here we can go and say we'll configure our own response. So we can say suppliers. Then it is going to be that array object. And in this one, right, we will go and put all our list of suppliers. Then we can just go and capture the informations what we need. So for example, right, these are the some values which we can go and get. So these values, right, we can say that okay, these are the kind of like important values, so we can get these values. So whichever value you need, right, we can go and put those things here. So this is what we have put here, that okay, we need only this much. Now we can say continue and continue and finish. Now what is we can do? We can do the layout change, save. So we wanted to define our business identifier. So we can come here and we can define the business identifier. So as of now, we don't have any primary key or something. So we can come here and we can go and use the method as a business identifier for time being. So this is the like template what we have created, right? But where is our the actual one, right? So I think I did one thing wrong. Next. So here, right, we don't need to put this one actually. This is our right. So here we can just put /start. So we don't need to put here the exact thing, right? Because this is the start of the integration, right? So we can say continue, continue, and finish. Now, right, what we need, right? We need to call the Fusion instance, right? So we can come here and whatever the trigger we have created, right? OIC Fusion REST connection, right? So that we can go and call here. So in this one, right, we need to go and capture all the one, right? So we can say here Fusion supplier, right? What is the relative endpoint URI? So here we need to give the relative endpoint URI. So this is the relative endpoint URI what we have. Then it is a get method. We need the response. We can say continue. And now we need to go and configure the response here. So we can click here. So we can go and get the response. So this is the response it will look like, right? So we can copy the same thing and put here, right? So this is the response. We can say continue. So if you said here, we have the some limit, right? If you say whatever the payload we can provide, right? So it will have some size that, okay, we can go and provide only up to this much, right? So the applicable limit is like 100 KB, but we have provided 260 KB, right? So what we do, right? We can come here and we can copy this one actually. So this will have, I think, less space. So we can say continue. So this was like proper size. So we can say continue again and finish. Now what we are able to do, right? We are able to map that thing, right? Do we need to pass any parameter? No, right? Because we are bringing everything, right? So we need to just go and map here our output, right? So we can come to the response wrapper, suppliers, Fusion response, and response wrapper, right? And it will be available into the items. So here we can go and map whatever our items are there, right? So we can go and map one by one. So business relationship we can go and map. Relationship code we can go and map. Status, inactive date, supplier type, code, tax organization, code. So we are doing one by one mapping, right? All the things. Supplier name, supplier, supplier party ID, and then the supplier. Now we need to map the parent to parent also, right? So we can go and map the parent to parent. We can do the validation. Now we can come here and we can do the save. Now we can come back again here and activate. And refresh. So we are able to do, right? Now what we do, right? We can go and run this one. We can come to the body. So we are not passing any parameter or anything. So we can say run. So if you see, right, what we are getting the data from the Fusion, right? We are getting this output from the Fusion, right? So this is how we can go and interact with the real system also, right? So when we started, right, initially we have used the sample REST API, right, to see that all the concepts and all. So now, right, same way we can go and use the suppliers, right, or any API, whichever API we need, right, we can go and configure and we can go and get the data, right. In case if we wanted to make a prepare the file from this one, right, so we can go and prepare the file also, right. Like we already have the data, right. Now suppose if we wanted to map this one in the file, right, or we wanted to write the file into the FTP server, right. So what we do, right, we can go and create the supplier and we can go and do that one. So let us come and we'll try to see that one. So we can make a clone of this one. So we can say get all suppliers and write into FTP, right, FTP. We can go and put into the package. And we can say clone. So what we need to do, right? We have up to here, right? So what will happen, right? After this one, right, we will get the data, right? We will have the data with us. So here what we do, we can go and call that FTP file, right? So we can go and call our FTP. Now what we do, right? We can say here FTP, right? We can say continue. And what we do, right? We wanted to write the file, right? So we can say write file. So when we write file, right, we need to go and put this location, right? That okay, where we'll go and do, right? So we'll not put this one, right? We can go and hard code. So we can go to this one hour. So this is a place, right, where we wanted to put, right? So in the target folder, right, we wanted to put the file. So let me go and delete these files. We don't need now. So as of now, right, it is empty. We can copy the path. And what we do, right, we can say that, okay, the list should come, right? So we can say suppliers. Then here we can write the sequence. And we can say it is going to be the CSV file, right? So we can say this one. Now what we do, right, we can say continue. So do we have the file content or what we have, right? So here we need the file content, right? So either what we do, right, if we go with the no, right? So what we do, right, we need to write the staging activity in between, right? Or directly we can go and write, right? So we can say we will have the file structure. We can say continue. Now we need to prepare the file structure here, right? So what we do, we can say that, okay, we need only this many columns only, right? So we can copy this much. And we can go and prepare our file structure. So this is what we have. So we don't need this one. We can prepare. So this is a file structure what we are, right? Now these are going to be the values, right? So these we need in the separate column, right? So we can remove this one also. Control X. Not full. Only this much we need. So this is our supply number, right? It is going to be an array. Alternate name, it is going to be null. So for the null, right, we can put that empty tag. Then corporation. Then corporation. Then we can put maintenance. Null. Then we can have the active. And then last we have the spend authorized. So we have prepared our file, right? So this is how the CSV format will look, right? So we can go and save this one. So we can say supplier.csv, right? So we can go and put this into our B21, right? Supply.csv, right? So this is the file what we have, right? So we can go and use this file for the our purpose. So here we need to drag and drop that file, right? So we can come here. So we need to open the location. So this is a file. Now we can copy and upload the file here. So we have uploaded. We can go and see our content. So if you see it, the content looks correct, right? So if you see it in all columns, we have the specific data, right? So what we do, right? We can go and mention here record name, right? So we can say supplier, and this we can say all suppliers. All suppliers. Now what we do, right? We can say, and here we can say that okay, all fields are not mandatory. We can make optional, and only the first one, right? We can go and make as a mandatory. Now we can say continue and finish. So we can go and save. So what we are able to do, right? We are able to write the file right here. Now we can come into this one, and whatever that output will get right from the response, right? So if you see right, all our suppliers and all suppliers. So this is the right what we need, right? Here we'll go and send, and we'll get that output from the response, right? So we can come here. We can come to the items. So this is what we will have, right? So now we can go and map our fields. So we can say business relationship to business relationship, code, status, inactive, supplier type, code, tax organization type, code, alternate name, supplier number, supplier, then party ID and supplier party. Then we wanted to map parent to parent, right? So parent to parent we can map. So we have done all the mappings, right? Now we can say validate. And now we can go back and we can check whether our file will be prepared or not, right? So we can do the save. So we can come back again here and activate this one and activate and refresh. Now what we do, right? We can go and run the file. So we got the content. We can just go and check here whether this is completed. So if you see right, it has completed. Now we can go and see our FTP location, right? So this is the location what we have given, right? So if you see supply.csv file got created, right? We can go and open this one. So open the file. So if you see, right, supply.csv, right? So what will happen, right? We are able to get the content, right? So see all the records, right? We are able to get here. So this is how we can go and get the data, right? So it means from the Fusion we have got the data and we have converted the data into this one, right? So this is how we can go and capture, or we can go and extract the data from the Fusion, and we can do. So here we have done this one, right? Suppose if you need to do something else, right? What you can do, right? We can go and capture in the database also, right? Suppose if we have to load this data into the database, right? We can go and do the data into the database also, right? Now suppose what will happen, right? If I will go and run the file again, right? So it will go and create the new file also, right? So let us see whether it created or not. So I think it's not completed yet. Refresh. Just see one more time. Yeah, it got created. Refresh. Refresh. So if you see, right, supply to got created, right? It means it will go and create that files, right? Now we have an option, right? We'll go and see what will that option will do. So we can make a clone of this one. We'll not use this one. We can say 43. And 21 OIC, we can say clone. So if you say it again, what same error we got, right? That okay, name would be same. So we can say 43 here. And here we can write 43, 21 OIC and clone. Now we can go. So if you see right here, when we are writing the file, right? Continue. So if you say append to existing file, right? So we'll see what this will do, right? And here I can give the exact name. I will do the supply.csv. Right? So append to the existing file, right? Now we can say continue. Everything we already have provided it. We can do finish and save. So now we can go and activate this one. Activate. Now let us go and run the file. So we are into here. Now we can say run. So we got the content. Now we can come here and refresh the file. So if you see supply.csv created, right? And if I will go and open this file, so we have 25 records, right? So it means 25 records are there. Let me close this one. Now what will happen, right? If we can go and load the process again, right? Run again. Now let it complete. So whether will it create a new file or not, let us see. If you see, right, it has not created new files, right? If you see initially, right, the size was 4 KB. Now it is a 10 KB. So if you go and see right now, we can say yes. So if you see, right, how many records we are, right? So we have run the file 3 times, right? So it will have 75 records, right? So what will happen, right? It means it will not go and create a new file. It keeps appending the same file now going forward. Why? Because we have used that, okay, use existing file. So in that case, right, what will happen? It will go and check the file. If the file is there, it will go and utilize the file. If the file is not there, right, so in that case it will go and create the file, right? It means first time it will go and create the file, and then it keeps appending into that one, right? So when you need this kind of scenario, right, when suppose you need some incremental changes, right? So suppose you have written some code and which is bringing only the delta changes, right? So it means in the first case, right, you will get the all the records. After that one, what will happen, right? Whatever the new records will happen, right? So you will get those only suppose incremental changes, right? So those things what you can do, right? You can say that okay, in the same use the same file and keep appending the new records into that one, right? Because we do no need to create a new file each time, right? Because maybe first time, right, you will get 1,000 records. Second time you will get only 2 records. Third time you will get only 1 record, right? So in that case, right, what will happen when you will have the incremental count, right? Then only just have that one. Otherwise, don't have, right? So this is how we can go and achieve this one, right? So we are able to get the real-time data from the Fusion, and then what we are doing, right? We are putting that data into the FTP location. So like how we are putting into the FTP, suppose we have the database, right? So we can go and do the same thing in the database also, right? We can go and extract the database informations also. Now this is the API what we have written like to get all the supply, right? In case if we need only one single supply, right? So we know, right, what we can do, right? So if you see, right, we have the REST API for that one. So this is a get all user we have used, right? We can go and use the get one supplier. So that time, right, what we need to do, right? We need to go and pass the parameter, right? Supplier ID. So whatever the supplier ID will pass, right? So only that information will go and get. So what we do, right? We can go and quickly implement. So it is going to be the same only. So I will make a copy of this one, clone of this one. So write operations and all, right, you can go and do those things. Or let me copy the, yeah, let me make a clone of this one. So we can say get one supplier and this is a 44. We can go and put into package and clone. We can come back again here. Now we know, right, we need to pass the parameter, right? So what we do, we can come here and we can go and pass the parameter here. So in the URL, it's a template parameter we can go and pass right here. So we can say supplier ID. Continue. Rest all things are going to be same, right? So we can say if you wanted to change the response, right, we can go and change the response that okay, it is a single object. So multiple array can object accept the single object also, right? So if you wanted to modify, right, we can go and modify. For example, this one, right, that we don't need this array, right? We need single object. So we can go and mention single object or array is also okay, right? Because array can accept one also, right? So it's completely up to you whether you wanted to change or not. So we can say finish. We can make this save. Now what we can do right here. So when we are doing invoke, right? So that time we are calling the get all, right? So here we need to use now this URL, right? So it means we need to append this one supplier ID. Rest all things, right? It is same, or we can just copy the whole. So instead of this URI, right, now we need to use this one, right? Supplier template. We can say continue. And in this one, right, we need to change the format, right? Because this will not come as an array here, right? So it will come here as a single object only. So this will come as a single object only, right? So here, right, we need to put that same thing, right? Whatever it will come, right? Because it is the response. So we can just go and copy. We can say continue. Request parameter, right? It is supplier ID. That's okay. Response we can come. And now we need to go and modify our response. So we can come here and we can remove. We can say continue and continue. Finish. So we have done, right? Now we can do the save. What is the next we need to do, right? We need to do the mapping, right? So whatever we will get from the input, right? So same thing we need to go and put here. So we can come here and whatever our template parameter, right? We can go and pass that from here to here. Validate. Now we can come back again and we can do the save. Now whatever the output we are getting from here, right? So that output it is not matching here, right? So we can come here and we can modify the responses. So all supplier, fusion, response wrapper. So if you see it, all it is showing invalid right now. Why? Because we will not have those things, right? So we can say delete target nodes. So everything will be deleted. Now we can go and map one by one quickly. So relationship, code, status, inactive days, type, code, organization type, code, alternate name, supplier number, and supplier party ID and supplier ID. Now here we don't have that array, right? So no need to map the array. We can say validate. Now we can come back again here. We can go and do the save. So this mapping, right, we don't need, right? So we can just go and like modify and we can remove, right? That we don't want to see as a response. So we can come here and we can remove all these mappings, delete target nodes and validate. Now we can come back again. And now we can just go and test it out whether file it will be created or not, right? So we can come first here and let me go and delete the files. So we have deleted the file. Now what we do, right? We can come here and we wanted to run this one, right? That okay, how this will be behaving. So we can say activate and refresh. Now let us go and run this one. So which supply we wanted to do, right? So now we can come here and what we do, right? We can go and pass the values, right? So what we will have the supplier ID, right? So the first column, right? So first column is a supplier ID, right? If you see, right, the first one, right? First one is a supplier ID. So we can copy here and we can use a supplier ID. That okay, we need this one, right? We can say run. Now let it complete this one. Right? So this got completed. Now let us come and see our FTP location. So if you see supplier for file got created. If I will come and open this one, right? No. So this we can go and put here. We can go and close this one and we'll open this file, right? So what is having, it is just having one record, right? Next time, right, I will come again and I will run that file with the second supplier and run. So what will happen, right? It will go and append the same file, right? Because we are using the append operation, right? So it will go and use that append operation and it keeps updating the same file, right? So now we'll go and see. So if you see, right, it was 250, like 823.51. If I will go refresh, so this got changed, right, recently. Now if I will go and open the file again, yes, so it will have the second record, right? So this is how we can go and get one by one records and we can keep appending here, right? So this is the way we can go and make the changes into our OIC, or how we can go and get the data from the Fusion. So I think we will at the logical point, we can go stop and today here only. If anyone has any questions, we can go and take those questions now. Anyone, any questions?
So Prashant,
Yeah, please.
so let's say I have two files in different folders.
Okay.
So I want to read the file from different locations. So can I do that in OIC?
No, you wanted to read the file from two different locations, right?
Yes, from different folders.
Yes, you can read from different folders.
So do I need to call twice FTP adapter, or on one call I can do that?
So that one is like you can go and suppose where is those two locations, right? If suppose those are hard coded locations, right? So you can go and put those at the two different places, right? That okay, you can call two FTP adapters and you can do that one. Suppose if that value is available somewhere, right? So with the help of loop also you can go and do, right? It means first time loop will execute, it will read the file from one location, right? Then second time it will go and read the file from the second location. So like that one, you can go and achieve that one.
Can you please show something like on
Yeah,
which?
maybe I will see like if I will able to do. So I think by creating two different FTP calls, right, you can go and do easily, right?
That one we can do easily, but I just want to read those file in a one call, like you said,
Okay,
na, to loop them.
yeah, maybe like we'll plan. Okay, maybe like I will say tomorrow, like if I will get something, or maybe in the coming session, I will take this scenario.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Any other questions if you have? Okay, so if no question, then I think we can go and wrap up the session today here only. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank you.
Prashant. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.